I text that again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. You know what I mean? When I start streaming out that, and that, stop it, knock it off, cuz. Stop it. Tell them send that bag, and I'm coming. And I'm, you know.
Gervonta Tank Davis initially stated he can't fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, until he reached the status of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez.
I think it's great for boxing. I think like boxing right now is like on top, you know what I'm saying, of the sport, bro. You know, one thing is boxing will never die, bro. Like everybody wants to see that kind of combat.
Imagine this. The most feared knockout artist in boxing, Gervonta Tank Davis, finally stepping into the ring against the internet's most talked about fighter, Jake Paul. Fans are shocked, legends are furious, and the boxing world is split in half. Is this the future of boxing or the beginning of its downfall? Let's break it down. Gervonta Davis has finally spoken out about his upcoming fight with Jake Paul, and he made it clear he isn't impressed at all. Davis said flat out, "Jake can't compete with me. He's just an Instagram boxer, nothing more." Tank even mocked him, calling Jake fat, inexperienced, and completely unprepared for what's coming.
To me, like, I don't think that would even be, like, fair.
No, I think that he's you know how he got fat? He's a Instagram boxer.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. Like, I wouldn't want to leave my girl around him and shit, but, like, I don't know about when it comes to boxing, like...
It wouldn't be fun. He's a really good-looking guy.
I wouldn't want to leave,
no, he would. It's not
you
fair.
know, I'd probably be a little worried, to be honest, but...
With Ryan?
When it comes to boxing,
Ryan looks like a Greek goddess.
Tank would fucking toss him down.
Oh, he does. He's a good-looking dude. You're right. I would be afraid to leave my girl around him.
And he is dope to watch in, like, the Instagram videos and shit, too. Like, he has fast hands and shit. He's obviously a good boxer, but...
Yeah.
What about when it comes to, like, this level? It wouldn't even be fair?
He can't compete with me. People in the gym will tell you, like, I've already got top skill.
Here's where things get interesting. In the past, Davis said he would never fight Jake Paul unless Jake reached the status of legends like Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, or Canelo Alvarez. Back then, Tank insisted boxing was about legacy, not social media clout. But now, the fight is official. Fans are calling him out, saying he's chasing the payday instead of the legacy. Has Davis sold out? Or is this just smart business? That's...
Gervonta Tank Davis initially stated he can't fight YouTube sensation turned professional boxer Jake Paul, who is 12 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 7 wins by way of knockout, until he reached the status of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez. And now yesterday, we have gotten an announcement that November 14th in Atlanta, Georgia, Gervonta Tank Davis, instead of fighting the highly anticipated rematch with WBA super featherweight, now lightweight star title contender, whom they fought March 1st to a controversial draw, and that being Lamont Rose Jr., who is 25 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 10 wins by way of knockout. Gervonta Tank Davis is instead going to fight Jake Paul. So now he views himself on the level of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, and Canelo Alvarez. He feels like he has achieved what he set out to achieve to reach that level. And/or he just seen the money flashing and decided that's the right direction to go in, because he clearly has not reached that level. He said that he had to do things in the sport of boxing still and fight his peers. He's only fought one guy.
Shakur Stevenson, one of boxing's brightest stars, gave his take. He admitted Jake might have a size advantage, but he laughed it off, saying size doesn't win fights, skills do. And in his eyes, Davis has the speed, IQ, and knockout power to destroy Jake Paul. Stevenson broke it down perfectly. Jake may train hard, but he isn't on Tank's level.
His last fight when he fought Lamont, Jake Paul was at the fight. He told y'all he was going to fight somebody like Jake Paul. So I'm not shocked. It don't surprise me. So, nah.
You know, Shakur, Jake, when he fought Mike Tyson, he was 227 pounds. He was 199 and like 199 point something his last fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He hasn't been only boxing for a couple of years. He's 12-1. Tank Davis obviously been boxing his whole life. He's 30-0-1. He's knocked everybody out except for 3 opponents in his life. But at what point does size matter so much, though, where it can't be overcome, Shakur? And is it in this case here when you've got what is like a 70-pound difference between these two guys?
I mean, size will play some part of the fight, but if I'm thinking like I'm Tank, I'm probably just going to go out there and try to outbox him and use my knowledge and IQ against him. So, I can see Tank just outboxing him and making it real easy.
Is there any way any realistic or legitimate way in your mind you could see Jake Paul winning a fight against Tank?
No.
No way.
Nope.
Not a lot of people have talked about Jake and say he's got good power. Not even and I get anything could technically happen, but you don't even see a realistic shot where he could land one big punch and Tank being so much smaller, he just can't handle the power.
Nah, not at all. I think Tank is he's been boxing his whole life. Been boxing since a kid, so I doubt like that's gonna be an issue or a problem. I think Jake is good for where he's at, but I think it's just levels.
British heavyweight Dave Allen wasn't impressed at all. He slammed the fight as another circus show, saying Davis should focus on real fights, not Instagram stars, according to Allen. These matchups disrespect the spirit of boxing and turn it into entertainment instead of sport. In his words, Davis should retire with dignity or fight true contenders, not YouTubers.
He's training this fight, but fighting against real bears. This is true. People are going, no chance, no chance. Do you reckon this guy, could he be the toughest of your opponents so far, do you reckon?
I don't think he's the best that I've faced. I've faced a few Olympic medalists, a few world title challengers, but I think he's probably the most dangerous. Maybe not the best boxer, he might not be the most technical, but he hits really hard, he's really big and strong. So yeah, I think it's the most dangerous task I've faced, but he may be not the best fighter I've been in with.
Whereabouts is the fight, Dave? Where are you fighting him?
He's still at Sheffield Arena,
right?
Headlining in Sheffield, which is like my local arena. So yeah, it's a big night for me.
He won his last fight, didn't he, Dave, against Ricardo Brown, and 20 wins, 19 KOs he's got. So like you says, he is dangerous. How's the training gone for you ahead of this fight?
Yeah, it's been good. It's put a bit of fear in me, to be honest. I've had a bit of genuine fear. I've been stopped, but I've never been on the canvas ever as a pro or amateur. So, and I'd like to keep it that way, really. Yeah. I'm not on anyone's highlight reel. You see highlight reels of all the fighters I face. I'm not on any of them, and I'd like to keep it that way. So yeah, training has gone up a notch. For the Fisher rematch, I did weigh a little bit heavy. So for this one, if I cut any corners, there's a good chance I'll get beat in bad fashion. So it has really perked me up a little bit. I've been training a tiny bit harder. I've been eating a whole lot better and resting, and I think I'm looking at a career best performance.
Good man. Let's move on top of this big news of the day. Cruiserweight Jake Paul and WBA lightweight world champion Gervonta Davis will step in the ring together in an exhibition in Atlanta November 14. For context, the top weight for cruiserweight sits at 90.7 kilos, while the heaviest a lightweight can be is 61.2. Dave, this is surely I know it's an exhibition, but this is a mismatch, surely. It's ridiculous.
I'm not a fan of exhibitions as it is. I think if we're doing exhibitions, if there have to be a thing, let it be a thing for retired fighters.
On Ariel Helwani's show also joined the debate. They admitted the fight will sell, but warned fans not to confuse it with a fair contest. Jake has the size advantage. Tank has the skills, but the gap in weight makes it less of a competitive clash and more of a spectacle to them. This is pure business. Just like Mike Tyson's exhibition fight last year. Fun to watch, but not legacy-defining.
And by the way, like I feel like this was similar to as I alluded to earlier, the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight had similar kind of question marks around it. Like, is this going to be an exhibition or is this going to be an official fight? And you kind of go through the motions and go through the process of this. So I imagine that Jake Paul Nikisa Badarian and MVP are going through the process of trying to get this to be an official fight, and if not, they can still do this as an exhibition, no problem. What weight class they meet at is going to be very fascinating, right? Like, is Jake Paul going to try to get down lower in weight to make it more fair?
And they meet at a weight class, or would they just agree on what they're willing to fight at?
Even if they meet at a weight class, let's just do the math, right? Even if they met at, I don't know, 190? Nay, I don't think Jake Paul can
can't
get
up to 190.
I don't think Jake Paul can get down to that.
Thus, why I think it'll be an exhibition.
No, Gervonta can get up to, okay, there's in MMA, for certain weight classes, you must be a minimum weight, right? You can't be within X percentage difference of your opponent.
Yeah.
There are some jurisdictions where I don't believe that is accurate, where that is true. I'm curious if Atlanta is one of them. We should try to look into that if we can. Maybe Jordan can look into that. If there's a weight minimum that you have to meet. Otherwise, if they agreed to a catch weight of, let's say, 100, what's the lowest Jake Paul's ever fought at?
I don't know. 185 for the Nate Diaz fight?
I have to think that's the smallest, right? Here, we're going to do...
Okay, let's say like you can get down to 180.
Unfortunately, Tapology doesn't have the weight on here.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say he could get down to one of those weights. Let's just say hypothetically 185. Is Gervonta Davis getting up to that?
He will not get up to that, but he can get within 20 pounds of it, maybe? Yeah, maybe.
I mean, do you think it's a strategic move for them to put it in Atlanta?
And then there's Carl Froch. Brutally honest as always. Froch called the fight an absolute joke. He said these events damage boxing's integrity, and that Jake Paul doesn't belong in the same conversation as elite champions. For Froch, this fight proves that money and hype are starting to overshadow the true essence of boxing.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think. But the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode. But I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in. And I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Froch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
From the boxing community, with many saying that in a way they felt somewhat betrayed and very, very disappointed. Lamont Roach reacted to this news by calling Gervonta Davis a duck, while Ryan Garcia said that the WWE influence has officially spilled over the boxing industry. Now, going through multiple boxing forums, Tank's fanbase, who normally are very active in regards to defending Gervonta Davis, have been noticeably silent. This glorified sparring session is expected to make a lot of buzz, and even though it may be for all the wrong reasons, well folks, just like Tyson versus Paul, this too is expected to make a lot of money for both contestants. Critics online have pointed out that Tank Davis, who's been very vocal about wanting to retire for quite some time now, could be doing just that with one last big payday in exchange for honor, pride, and of course his legacy.
So here we are, Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. For some, it's an exciting crossover event. For others, it's a disgrace to boxing. One thing's for sure, this fight will grab the world's attention, whether we like it or not. The question is, will Tank crush Jake Paul's boxing dream? Or will Jake pull off the upset that shocks the world? Drop your thoughts below. Are you Team Tank or Team Jake? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned because the